afternoon and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Monday Night in America here on the NDB Media Network. Today is May 22nd, 2023. It's been a little while since we've been on. Circumstances on Monday night. We are here. You know who I am. I'm just going to stop talking. No, actually, it's not going to happen. I'm going to just do the intros. I'm Roger Noriega. That's our co-host, Richard. Of course, Michael. And we have Donia Kash on with us. Good evening, and how are you today?
I'm loving this intro music. I was just like having a party over here. I was like loving it.
Thank you. Usually I'm the one that's doing that in our little screens underneath. But when you were doing this, okay, well, I cannot show you up on that one. I wish we would have had video on that. Unfortunately, it's not going to be there. But good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm out here on the West Coast. I'm in Southern California. Richard, where are you at in the world, buddy? Even though I already made fun of it earlier off screen.
Yeah, I'm in Ohio.
Oh, really? You're in
Yeah.
Ohio? Okay. Michael.
I'm probably not allowed to say, but
Whatever. Stop with the NSA stuff. Come on, man.
yeah, I'm from outside Washington D.C. So
Yeah, he's the secret guy amongst. Where are you at in the world right now, Donia?
I'm gonna pull a Michael. I'm in Canada, somewhere in Canada.
Ooh, could be by the Great Bear Lake, right? Way up there. You know, you never know.
Could be.
Yeah, Canada is immense. That is so cool. Folks, we already have people watching us in the chat room. Please let us know who you are and where you hail from. Don't forget, head on over to ndbmedia.net. And we're hurting for subscribers, please. We're on our way to 1 million subscribers.
Wow.
So let us know. Head us up at twitter.com/ndbmedia or on YouTube. We are NDB Media, and we need your help. That way we can manipulate the names and the numbers. But anyway, that's just that. It's a beautiful Monday night. Michael, why don't you go ahead and go with the intro? Why don't you give us a little bit of background when we get started? Why are we here, Michael?
why are we here? Well, we have Donia with us, who was just in a Hallmark movie that premiered on the network, I believe, a week or two ago.
It was April 29th.
Yeah, just a few weeks ago. I was right. And so that's why we're here. We're here to talk about that and other things she may be up to, and just chit chat a little bit. So maybe I'll just go ahead first. So when was this film? When did they start filming? Which is called Hearts in the Game.
I think we started filming in late February. I think we started filming like around February, March, and then I think
this year or last year?
Of this year. It was a quick turnaround. It was a very quick turnaround. Yeah. Because the movie aired in April, so it was just really it was fast.
Oh, you mean February of this year?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was like get in and get out, and I thought the whole amazing crew, cast, and directors and producers, like they were just running on like I don't know, like on the fly, and they were just so great. Everyone was just actually like a family. Everyone was such a family for this one.
Yeah, did you were you supposed to do something else now, or is your schedule clear right now for a little bit?
Right now there's stuff that I cannot talk about.
Oh, there you go. Okay. That was the first one. No, so we're 1 for 5 now, I think. Numbers are getting bad. So
this is good. This is good because it's just like, it's fun. It's great. I can't wait. I've loved all these different experiences that we get to have, with like Hearts in the Game, and then some of them, if it's behind the camera, in front of the camera, potential maybe directing in the future. So it's been such nice. Yeah, it's been interesting to I call them all just experiences, right? So it's just been such a great experience from one place to another in different facets and different mediums.
That is cool. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Looking a bit at your bio, which I think we did have something on the website. And first of all, I want to give you a thanks, of course, for sharing today's episode on many social formats. I was surprised. I was trying to get on my room. My phone went off. I said, "Hey, what's it?" Like, oh man, Donia shared it. I said, "I gotta get to the office. I gotta get over there quick." But I noticed that you're born in Greece, and we kind of kidded online about the accent, where you're from. We got it wrong. That's why we're 1 for 5 in some of these. So the audience knows what we're talking about. We have not done very well. But you are from Iran.
Yeah, my parents are from there. Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, so that's my background. But I was born in Greece, so
Yes.
yeah, it's been quite a journey since I was born. You know, just traveling around the world, across Europe, all the way to North America. Here I am. Yeah,
Kidding.
yeah.
Wow. Do you remember? It was at a young age. I don't want to give out all the details, but you came over to Canada, I believe, at a young age. Do you remember living in Greece? And without being overtly nosy, was it like maybe in Athens, the city that you
Yes,
lived in?
yeah. I lived in Athens. I don't quite remember a lot,
Okay.
but I did go back. Like I do go back because my uncle lives there. He also came. Like he also left the Middle East to go to Greece, and he lives there. So I have visited him, and it's beautiful. I'm like I just love. I don't know the oceans, obviously Greek food, and who doesn't love Greek food? I'm also probably starving right now, so I'm just like hungry. So yeah, the Greece is a great spot. I would love to go back again.
Wow. All right. So if you had your dithers right now, if it could be delivered or if you could go up to the stand, what would it be? A simple gyro, or I know I butchered the pronunciation, but what would it be?
Okay, so it would be a probably a souvlaki sandwich where they add fries inside of it. So we're talking about like chicken and pita bread, fries, tomato, cucumber, tzatziki sauce, probably like 3 pieces of lettuce, and then that's it. With yeah.
All right, that is good to know. Now, the gentlemen over to my right are going to be asking some questions. Not to be overtly nosy, but do you have an iPhone or do you have an Android?
I have an iPhone.
Okay, iPhone. If you ask Siri right now to play music, what's the first thing that we're going to hear from you on your music?
I actually don't have Siri.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't have Siri, but if I was gonna ask Siri to play me a song, it would probably be like Last Dance by Diana.
Okay. I like it. I like it. I'll be asking a few more of the social questions to move on, but I don't want to dominate because it's what I do. So I want to hand it off. Oh, see, look, they're nodding right there.
Or it would be What a
Oh,
Feeling.
there it is.
Or it would be What a Feeling by Irene Cara. That's what it is.
Right. That is cool. Before I hand it off to Richard right now, I want to give a shout out to Peter Gama, who gave us a like. Thank you, Peter. He's a local boy, and thanks for that. Folks, don't forget, give us a like, a subscribe, a follow. Let us know where you are in the chat room, but we'll continue. Richard, go. I know Richard and Michael saw the movie recently. You're like, what do you mean recently? It's only been out since April 29th.
No,
right.
That's great.
Yeah. Go ahead, Richard.
So you said you filmed this in February?
Yes.
What was your location?
It was in the outskirts of Vancouver, so just outside of Vancouver. So like we did cities like Abbotsford, Maple Ridge, Langley, and I think those are the 3 cities we did mostly. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because that's not Ashtabula, Ohio, for sure. And the weather would be quite different too.
We really tried to make it as Ohio as possible, Richard. Okay, we really tried.
Well, Canada is like the secondary America when it comes to filming. You know.
Oh, dude.
I mean, when I was watching Supernatural and they go to Ohio, I was like, no, that's not Canton. No, that's not right. But anyway, I'm digressing here. But anyway, that's an Indian term that means river of many fish.
Oh.
Because it's a river. It comes out of Lake Erie. And since it comes out of Lake Erie, they're looking for an Indian word that means toxic. Because,
no way.
Because of the pollution from the lake into the. I'm just kidding. So what? You have to be up on your Great Lakes pollution jokes.
I'm from Southern California.
I can't hold your hand on this one, but.
Oh wow, Donia, can you tell? It's a little bit of the attitude from the fight that we had just before we went live.
I can feel the heat.
Yes.
I can feel the heat. It's getting pretty heated in here.
Yeah. So I wish I could show the scenes that I wanted to, but because I mean, they were, you had that big crush on Diago, it seemed like, and I showed that. The first time when you were in the diner there and you're trying to talk Hazel and meeting him and she's trying to go, I can't do this. So I mean, it's too bad. And plus that scene they were actually your character knew baseball.
Yeah.
I mean, but so do you have any knowledge of baseball, or are you just saying words?
I think the extent of my knowledge is I've always wanted to be, because Canada doesn't really have a lot of baseball. We have the Blue Jays.
Toronto.
Toronto Blue Jays. But growing up, I've always been fascinated with like I used to get like into the baseball teams and the logos and the designs, and I used to love going to Dairy Queen, and they used to give you ice cream inside a baseball helmet.
Oh yeah,
so,
those yeah, I remember.
Do you remember that? Yeah, so
ice cream, and they put that fudge on the top of it, and you just.
That's right. So
it's like some kind of souvenir night, right? Yeah, you get to come into the game.
That's right. So I still have probably somewhere in the depths of some sort of storage room, like all the teams, all the American baseball team helmets that I used to take from Dairy Queen. So I have like some knowledge. I've probably been to just maybe college games, but not like I would love to, I've been outside of like San Francisco Giants stadium, but I'm just like one step to get inside to watch a game live. Yeah.
That is cool. It would be a treat. My youngest and I went to the stadium in 2021 because my youngest and I are on a 30 stadium tour. It's our goal to go to all of them. We've been to 6 stadiums together.
Who's your team? This question's across the board. Who's your team?
Well, I due to my father, I'm a Yankee fan, a hardcore Yankees fan. But
so you were pretty mad when we said Mets, right?
That's okay. It's like the older brother looking at the younger brother saying, "Yeah, whatever." It's like,
got it.
No, that was funny though. But being in LA, I'll go to a Dodger and Angel game.
Nice.
So, but I love going to baseball as it is. So I'm hoping to get to all the games. But go ahead, Richard.
What
team? And Michael. I wonder if Michael even has a team.
My team is Cleveland Indians.
Okay.
And just before I came on, I was trying to decide if I'm going to wear this or the jersey and the bat.
Oh, dude, share the jersey.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But notice he is the professionally dressed one.
There's another one.
There we go. Hey.
Yeah. So I was trying to decide which one to wear, but I decided, well, I don't have you feel left out and just dress in some kind of old stinky jersey for a sucky team. So I thought I'd just dress it up a little bit for you. So that's my story. What about you, Mike? You have a favorite team?
Well, I've gone
baseball.
I know. I understand. Even though I'm not into sports very well. No, I probably Washington Nationals.
Good call. Good save there, Mike. Good save.
Well, yeah.
Michael, no.
I had a home run. Yes.
Even though you mentioned the logos of the teams, do you have a particular favorite at this time? I know you're up in Canada. Do you have a sympathetic favorite or maybe a favorite player?
Obviously, because I'm Canadian, I'm going to say Toronto Blue Jays.
No, that's
I'm gonna say Toronto Blue Jays. But I will say, I will agree. I do love the Yankees. There's something about the uniforms. The uniforms are just like so fresh, like so like with the lines and the stripes, and I'm like, that's nice. It's classy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
that is cool. I appreciate that. So we're 2 for 6 now. We went from
Yeah.
1 and 5 to 2 for 6.
There we go.
Yes. But there is a classy uniform that you're in, and we'll get to that. I'll see if I can bring that image up in a moment. But go ahead, Richard. Please continue.
Right. Oh, I thought you were going to talk some more. So, I mean, since you're in Canada, so if you're not really big on the baseball thing, then you must be into the hockey.
Oh, right now with the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
I just watched that longest hockey game between Florida and Carolina.
Okay.
Like it was 4 overtime. Did you see that? It was like I was falling asleep. It was the longest game of my life.
Really, the most exciting part of the game. But anyway,
Yeah.
You must have been really tired, man. You must have been spent.
I was like, somebody please just score. Like I was watching the fans. I don't know if you saw, but like I was watching the fans in the audience, and some people were just yawning. Like they were just zooming in on people just yawning through the night.
Michael, you have anything else?
Let's talk about the movie a little bit, since that's kind of why we're here.
Really?
Well, theoretically, yeah. You know, unless someone wants to say something in the chat room and have another question, but obviously they are just being quiet and rude to me. But you know, that's okay.
We must just have lurkers tonight.
I think we do have lurkers, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's okay. But I will say, you know, if you're in the chat room and you have a question, just put it on in the chat room and we can see it and we'll post it up here. And if we can't answer it, we will. So there you go. But so it was a very fast production, you said, because in February and that was out in April.
Yeah.
That's incredibly fast. Have you ever been in any other Hallmark films, or is this your first Hallmark film?
This is the first one that's been like the biggest request, if that's the best way to put it. Like, you know, I've been in, I think this is my 4th Hallmark. I think this is my 4th Hallmark film. I started in one called Secrets of Bella Vista. It's a little bit more, you know, touchy. It's not as funny as Hearts in the Game. It gets you in the feels though. And then the one that we shot for Christmas, one of the two called The Holiday Sitter. And that one it's gone to such great like heights. It's gone to like Vanity Fair. It's been nominated for a great Christmas movie. So I was like, "Oh, this is cool!" Like I'm like, "Hello, who doesn't love talking about joy and you know making people laugh?" I'm like, "This is great. I love it."
Yeah, that's good. So, did you have any funny moments filming or
for this one?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I know you just watched it. So it's awesome to see some of the stuff that we got to riff off of. Like we did, you know, we did a lot of what Shelby wrote, which is like such a great script in the first place. And as you know, Jax talks a lot. And a lot, which is funny because I'm like a turtle. I'm like chill, relax, slow. But Jax just keeps talking so fast. And then sometimes we would just improv. And sometimes like we'd have a little moment of improvisation, and that actually got into the final, like some bits of it came to the final cut of the film. And that was really cool. Like I was like, oh yeah, like, and people were laughing. So I'm like, this is great. I'm glad.
So was Sparkly Eyes in ad lib, or was that in the script?
Sparkly Eyes is in the script. Actually, that's Shelby's writing. It would be like things like in the baseball where Erin and Marco are on the mound, and he's teaching her how to throw a ball, and she comes over, and I'm like, I didn't say anything, and then I just kind of give her like like poor me, I'm just a darling, I just can't throw a baseball. But yeah, they kept that in. That was great. Yeah.
So since your character, like you said, your character speaks so much, was Sparkly Eyes supposed to be on purpose, or did I just slip out because you were just you're so happy and having a good old time there?
Well, so like Sparkly Eyes is Shelby's writing, and she just wrote these really quick.
What do you mean your character wise up? Your character was that just something you planned because you were speaking? Did you say it on purpose or by accident, or you just didn't notice it? I mean, well, you did notice it, but I'm just trying to get a feel of like, I mean, you know, because you just, I mean, or does this character just speak her mind? She doesn't really or speak.
I think I think Jax just like speaks, and sometimes, you know, we've tried it, like, you know, sometimes at the baseball diamond I'd be like, oh, you know, that's who he is to our inside conversation, right? I don't know about you guys, but sometimes you have like, let's say if you met Dwayne Johnson, you'd probably just call him the Rock. Like, you're just like, hey, that's this person to me.
Right.
So yeah, I'd be like, yeah, go ahead.
But real quick here, I'm sorry. I said her. I didn't know if your character was supposed to be her or binary. I didn't want to offend you at all.
No, it's all good. You just keep doing you, and we're just gonna keep moving.
Well, I don't, you know, I want to be respectful here.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know what Jax could be, not be.
That's true. Yeah. All right. Well, maybe I'll change it up as we go along. That way, everybody can be included. You know,
that's right.
All inclusive.
That's right.
I mean, there were some of the scenes I did want to show. I mean, some of your, you know, not all of them, but, you know, some of your highlights in that film, because you did a really good job, you know, with the energy, just keeping it going and keeping it going. Did you have a hard time keeping that energy up, or was it was so quick that you didn't have time to slow down?
The note that I got the most on set was, hey, Donia, you're speaking at a level where I don't think people will understand what you just said. And she was just like, so Stacy was such a great director, and she was just like, let's just bring it half that speed. Because I would just like keep going, and I'd be like, oh, and it'd be like playing pinball. I'd be like, bing, 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 and I'm like,
yeah, that's what I.
And she's like, okay, let's bring it half that, so maybe the audience will actually hear what you're saying. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, all right, go. And then it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, I did probably drink like 8 cups of coffee before I would just like,
yeah. Okay. That explains a lot of it too.
yeah. Jax, I think, operates on caffeine. That's for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else from the other guys?
Well, as a matter of fact, I do want to follow up in the movie. You said it was a quick shoot. Did you get a chance to work with the entire cast? Because there are quite a few people in it. And if you didn't, who are some of the people that you did want to work with and you didn't get much of a chance to work with them?
I think I got to work with most of the cast. I think some of the people I didn't get to work with were like the security guard. I think that's the only person I don't.
Oh, Spencer Graham.
Yeah, I don't think I got to work with Spencer. But man, like, how can I say this in like words? But everybody, like, from Marco, Erin, best leader. If you could get Erin on this, she is someone that I can't stop speaking highly of. Like, she's just so awesome and amazing and wonderful, and the supporting cast were just so much fun. Like, Jason and I were just like joking around when they say cut, and Sarah, you know what? I will, to answer your question, I wish I had an emotional scene with Sarah. I would love to do that, because I got to meet her in such a short scene in the diner, but you know, I didn't get to like have a moment with her. And Bethany Brown also would have been cool to like be in a one-on-one scene. I know we had the big baseball diamond scene and stuff like that, but everyone was just so seamless. Like, everybody was just like picking up what the other person was dropping off, and then we're just like, kind of felt like we're a baseball team. We're just like, okay, let's do this. And yes, I don't know. I'm like, how do I express what happened those 3 weeks? How can I express that? Because it was insane, but also if you said this is all you're doing for the rest of the year, I'd be like,
rest of the year.
I was like, wait a minute. When I say life, no. The rest of the year, I'd be like, that was cool. That was a great experience.
That is cool. I want to tell you, or I want to suggest that we already wrote, Michael was writing the names down: Erin Cahill, Bethany Brown, and Sarah, I believe it's Smith, correct?
I think it's Smythe, but maybe it's Smith.
Yeah. No, it's probably a Smythe because it has the Y.
The Y? Yeah.
Yes.
It's Smythe.
So,
well.
All right, I got it.
Sometimes that
So,
Y still means Smith, and they look at you like you're stupid. Okay, I didn't know. Geez.
yeah.
But anyway,
yeah,
go
well,
ahead,
we're
Raj.
overqualified on the stupid here, so it's all good.
Yeah.
So I think we're 2 for 7 now. We went for our average is not
It's
doing
getting
very well.
worse.
Yes, it is. But 2 for 7 is a 286 batting average. So that's actually okay. But that's neither here nor there. So in the movie, you mentioned it was a 3-week shoot. Where was it shot at? And was it there in Vancouver? 'Cause
Mostly.
Okay.
Like it'd be like outside of Vancouver. I know we were supposed to look like New York and Ohio, and if someone's like, you get to go to New York and get to go to a stadium and be Jax, I'm like, oh, no way. Like, I'm in, get my carry on. Let's go. Like, that would be so much fun. Yeah. Yeah.
But no.
No, but no, it was not. It was not. Yeah. Yeah. But it looked great. It looked real. I was like, whoa, movie magic.
Oh, yes, it's always movie magic. Did you always want to be behind the screen, or do we have a budding director, writer? What led you to, it's a dumb question, but before Hallmark, what led you to the screen?
I did a lot of theater growing up, and before that, I think my debut to this world would be, I think I was 9 or 8 years old or something. And I did a meat shop commercial, like meat and poultry, like meat shop commercial. And I was late for school. That was the spot. I was late for school. My teacher says, why you're late? And I said, I am so sorry. My mom needed some meat. And I would like hold the basket of meat that I brought to school. And then from then on, I was just hooked. I was just like, this is what I would like to do. Sell meat.
Not that we're experts in any way, but we deal with everyone in lots of topics, lots of subjects and stuff. And Donia, your energy is unreal. But I am getting a little bit of the theater vibe where you are projecting, and it's in you. I mean, how much theater did you do? In addition to that play, what was some of the stuff that you had a chance to do and maybe want to do again?
Yeah, I hope theater comes back. Like, I hope theater comes back in such a way where people, like how it used to be, like everybody wanted to go to the theater like every week. And it would be really great to have a theater show self-written by like a group of the collective that's in it, and maybe have a cast of like 200 people. So not Cirque du Soleil, that's their own thing. I don't think I would want the circus people involved in this show. They're too good. They're too professional. They would just, and the operatics, they could come. They're welcome. But if we had like 200 people, singers and dancers, and just have this unique show and have that for people to see, I think that would be great. And so powerful. Like, can you imagine? You're like, oh, I see the theater in you. Can you imagine 200 of me? And just like
200 Jacks. Oh my!
That's right, 200 Jacks.
It would be terribly exciting. Now, to understand your question, not that I don't, but just to clarify, is this when you say that you want theater to come back? Is it just because of what we've all been enduring for the last 3 years? Is it that type of comment? Or is it a thing that you're seeing theater go down?
No, I think because of COVID, a lot of people tried to do like hybrids. They try to do like theater hybrids and bring their cameras. And I did 2 shows during like the thick of the pandemic, and they were both just filmed. There was no live audience really. And you could see it, like, I'm like this tiny on someone's screen. Yeah. And you just see that and how much work goes into it. Whereas if it's like an immersive kind of feel for people to just have access to it, if they can come live or not, and it would be like such a great, and it's live, like just like this, like a live stream kind of situation, and then it would just close down, so they can't repeat.
Gotcha. Now, you ever done theater such as like some of the original like Shakespearean stuff, or even some of the stuff that originates out of New York and then travels? Have you done stuff like that?
I haven't done a traveling show yet, but I was in Footloose.
Oh,
I was
really?
in Footloose and I was in The Hobbit.
Oh,
that's
do
right.
tell.
Very different.
Yes. Oh, yeah, well, that's the talent that we have right here in Footloose. What was your role in the Footloose one?
I was really young, so I got to be part of this ensemble dance cast with the with probably, what do you call it? Oh, I'm blanking on the group, but it was like, not, they were like playing with like tires, and they were just like the bad boys, but then we had a group of those folks, and we were just like part of that. And then in The Hobbit, I got to play Gollum, so I actually got to like.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. I shaved
Okay.
my head, and they created this stage in the audience as my cave. So they just like created a platform right smack dab, and I think my wardrobe was just like skin. It was just skin, and then I had a bald head, and then they used to put olive oil in my hair, so it's just like a little slimy. And I remember this kid, I guess they came for a matinee show, and they just touched my head, and he just went, ew, like it was just like color, like green goo and like olive oil on his hand. And then at that time, I auditioned for Cinderella. So imagine me, pale with clown makeup and green spots and no hair. And I'm trying so hard to take the makeup off, right? Because we all know Gollum's like 400 years old at this point, right? And I was running, and I went and I put a dress on, and I put a wig on, and I'm doing this dance number in Cinderella for an audition. And then I turn and I do a twirl, and my hair just flies off and it just plops onto the ground. And then you could just slowly hear the music die down. And then all of a sudden I just like grab my hair, and then I just put it back on, and I try to like make it look as pretty as possible in front of these guest judges. And I was just like, hi there, nice to meet you.
Far cry from this incredible image right there.
Oh,
You mentioned being Gollum, and
yeah.
then that. Wow.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. I cannot see it. Wow. So obviously this is not, where was this? I have not seen this image before.
So this image was a test shoot for one of my photographer friends. His name's Andrew Gerard, and he was like, do you want to go to an aviation location, and let's just go for it? And I'm like, yeah, because I think a lot of the times, you know, we always grow up with seeing James Dean, James Bond. We see, you know, we see Margaret Atwood. Like, we're so conditioned to seeing certain people dress a certain way. And I was like, what if I was like Amelia Earhart, but I'm me? And at the same time, we could just make it into like a cool Top Gun kind of style, because I can't be Tom Cruise, but I can be like, here's a different version of Tom Cruise. Like, you know, just a little fun out there.
Hell yeah. It's an awesome image. And just when you're describing Gollum, I was already looking at the image and yeah, I know. No.
You don't see it? You don't see a 400-year-old in that photo?
No. Now, when I'm sure it was multiple images on this shoot, what was your thinking right there on this image? Which I know there was 500 pictures taken.
For this image.
Moment, yeah. Where was your mind right there?
Oh, I was like, oh gosh, I don't even know where do I put my hand? And I was like, oh, and then he was like, here you go. And I'm like, oh, that's not bad.
What did I get into?
Yeah, what did I say yes to?
It is cool. Now, I don't know if it's by design or if it's just the way I'm interpreting it, but when your hand is on your forehead right there, the light is coming through right there, that little spot. Not looking at it, it looks like it's a massive ring that you're wearing on maybe your pinky, but in reality, it's the light that's coming in, which is, it's kind of interesting. At first, I thought it was a ring. I'm like, ooh, that's a big bauble. But no, it's actually, I suppose it would be what? Your thumb, right? Oh, no.
No, it's in between. It's in between the.
Yeah, I guess your
Yeah.
Are we trying to redo this
Right.
shot?
Well,
I guess it would
everyone's
be
doing
underneath
it.
Yeah, there it is. Yes. So it's the sunlight that's reflecting off one of your fingers right there, which really, it's a beautiful image. It looks great. But for me, it's a throwback image, something more like Amelia Earhart. I could easily see that as an Amelia Earhart image.
Yes.
Or, as you mentioned, Tom Cruise as well. But what you're wearing, for me, and correct me, I just see it like a 1930s,
Yeah.
40s, 50s vibe.
Yeah,
Yes.
we need to like bring it back. Like something we gotta, this might manifest the next project where I get to play a pilot and I get to go to an aviation place back in the 1940s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. You've mentioned some names right now, both historical and, well, some would probably maybe even say hysterical, but just kidding. You mentioned some names of famous people in Hollywood. Who are some of the people you want to meet, other than maybe Tom Cruise? You just mentioned Tom Cruise, I imagine. Who are some of the people that you would like to meet or even have the chance to work with?
Tilda Swinton. Tilda Swinton would be so amazing to work with. Okay, we got Tilda Swinton. I would love to work with Viola Davis. I would actually like to be put in my place. I would like to be put in my place by Viola Davis. I would love to solve a crime with Benedict Cumberbatch. I would love to. Oh, there's too many. I'm like,
okay, and that's fair. It's an unfair question. Now there is a bit of a writer in you because you've thought this through. You know that if I'm with this person, this is what I want to be doing. So, if there's your big, well, okay, what is it that you want to do? You already hinted that you want to do an air movie. So, do you want to do an action flick? Do you want to do a romantic comedy? Do you want to do a musical? You're already in Footloose. I mean, what is, in the perfect world, what do you want to do?
I would say action comedy. I think that would be so, like, making people laugh, but at the same time, there's all this movement happening, and who knows, maybe there's like burning buildings that I have to throw myself off of, and I don't know, maybe
Tom Cruise,
and a hint of
it is Tom Cruise.
and a hint of sci-fi. No, this is where it gets different. And a hint of sci-fi. Like, let's see.
You get beamed out in the middle of the drop.
Could be beamed. Yeah, we could go beamed, or we could go to the Batman route where I'm just like so tech savvy. Because let's be real, he's super rich with a nice belt, and and then I'll be like, here we go. There we go. Robin. I think that's all it is. It's Robin. Batman and Robin.
I like that. Richard, there's some of your territory, buddy.
Yeah.
As our comic book maven right there, I could see it as well. So, my hosts, I'm dominating. I shouldn't be doing this. Come on, jump on in.
Go ahead, Richard, if you got something.
Okay. So, how much of the countryside have you seen in Canada? That's an awful big country, and everything's way out of the way. I mean, so have you been able to explore out in the middle of nowhere and run into some grizzly bears or anything like that?
I haven't ran into a grizzly bear. I think I planned to go see one. I think that's what happened. I think I saw a moose. I think that's like the biggest thing I've seen would be like a Canadian moose. And like goats. I saw goats on the side of mountains, like when I was driving through Alberta. Yeah, it was really cool. I was like, goats. You know what I would love to see? A cougar. I say this as if I'm going to be super safe when this happens, but I would love to see a cougar, a Canadian cougar.
Well, that's why you take somebody that should run faster than.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just want to come in. I know that Canada's like a big open thing and that you just have lots of things that you can do up there. I mean, us too. If you go out west, you can really do a lot of stuff here. Have you been down in the States to go out to see any of our open, Yellowstone or anything like that? Or
I've climbed Yosemite.
Oh,
I hiked. Yeah, I hiked Yosemite Mountain. That was one of the, I think I was there for the 4th of July as well. So I was just like having the greatest experience, just like waking up at 5 a.m., go all the way to the top, and then coming back down and celebrating with everybody by the lake. It was really great.
Okay. You got anything, Michael?
I know you can't talk about your newest stuff coming up. What has been, let's see, how do I phrase this? There's 2 parts. What has been your most entertaining / fun thing you've done so far?
Okay. Fun, but I would say it's a mixture between this movie, Hearts in the Game, and probably being on A Million Little Things. I think that those 2, and theater, like being Gollum. To say that I've been Gollum, I think is just hands down also something that would be like, that was really fun to just freak everybody out.
Not everybody can say that. So
right?
I see your point. And the other, kind of the opposite, which one has been maybe the most stressful, at least at the time, because maybe you had some physical things you had to do that you weren't prepared for, or something like that? And it could be Gollum.
It could be, yeah. I was like, Gollum was a huge request, like shaving my head. I lost like 60 pounds, but my legs were just like this big. Like I had huge legs and a really tiny body. I looked really sick. I really like went in. And it was November, like that's when the show was running. So I was freezing cold wearing skin. And then I think the other one would be like when I was first starting off in like the commercial land, I said yes to basically running around in a pile of like mud and like do a mudslide, and there was rocks and everything like underneath. Ooh. And I was just like, okay, I guess is wearing like GoPro helmets to like bring the commercial to life. And I was like, that was stressful. I was like, I'm like, I hope I don't split a knee or something.
I apologize, folks. Obviously, you
saw
it's
the
all comment.
Good.
I'm in the flight path right here to a local hospital, and it was, I guess there was another helicopter, so it was overhead. So I apologize for the noise. Thank you, gentlemen, for those. I like those questions. Now, I want to ask you, Donia, how much of your culture has, because a lot of us bring who we are to the parts. So how much of your culture, your background, do you bring to the projects that you work on? Because you are from, well, you're multinational, and but it's not a Western world.
Definitely, that's true. I learned a lot about the Western world. I had to like learn about your culture for so many years, and I even had my first tuna casserole when I was 15. So I really like dove into like understanding North American cultures. But I will say, how much of myself, I always give everything I have in every project. Sometimes if it's the way, like, because I grew up in a low income family kind of like situation, and having a hard like childhood probably helped a lot with the acting, because then it just like made everything more real and made everything more important. And especially, it's funny, it's like you have this like upbringing, and then you do something that means, for example, what I'm trying to say is that Hearts in the Game is about, be yourself, and you've always got this, and it's so loving, and you care about someone else, and you just want the best for someone else, and having that be the message is something that I think a lot of people just don't hear. And I feel like if I got to watch things like this when I was younger, I'd be like, yeah, I grew up watching like Power Rangers, so I was like, I'm just gonna fight crime all the time, so like here we go. So I put everything I've got and everything I do. If it has to do a project has to do with like cultural, I will do as much as I can to respect and learn about it. If it has to do with, you know, me being a certain job, I will go to the establishment. I am that person. I will go to the establishment and ask if I could sit and hang out for a day, you know, like an aviation center.
Yeah. That's cool. I see that.
So you're a little bit method then?
I think Gollum would be the Methodist version. Like, I think that's I think that's the biggest version I've ever done of like, sorry, I think that's the biggest method I've ever done in my life, because no way how where do you go? Like, you have to go internally and you just got to figure it out and see if you're going to brush your teeth or not tonight. So
yeah. Tough decisions, right? Especially to get they're all scummy.
Yeah, I used to like dream that I had like amoebas just like growing, and I was like oh, and I was like brushing my teeth with like metal bristles or something. I don't know what kind of dreams are happening over there. But,
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That would have taken care of your enamel too. So wow.
That's right.
Hey, as kids, we always dream of the weirdest stuff. Look, I used to hear my heartbeat, and I always thought it was a monster that was right outside, and I could hear them. So I could, yes. So I would cycle my entire life growing up. So.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever admitted that, but it's just funny. I would have the covers over my head. So I get it when you say that you were thinking of the amoebas. As kids, man, we think it through.
Yeah.
And in ways that we don't even think.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Richard?
Well, do you have a favorite hobby? Since I know we haven't got much more time with you, so I was trying to get more into the personal stuff. Do you have a favorite hobby you like? What I think you told me you told us off screen some of the movie genres you're into.
Yes.
But you might want to share it with
our
audience. Yeah.
Movie. You know, listen, I love science fiction. I love action. I love comedies. I've started, especially in the past 5 years, I started really loving foreign films. I've watched them a lot growing up, but there's something about foreign films and, New Zealand comedy. Hello, Hunt for the Wilder People. What we do in the shadows. Taika Waititi could direct me in anything. I'm ready for it. And other hobbies, I play tennis, and I love traveling, and I love food. I love traveling and I love food. I was just in Ireland, and those chips, aka potatoes, I would eat them every day, every time, every meal. I just loved it. Yeah.
Well, that's what we're famous for. Speaking of food, what is your favorite thing from Crafty?
M&Ms, peanut M&Ms.
All right.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Tiffany. Welcome, Tiffany, for joining us. If you have any questions, Tiffany, I believe, is in. I'm going to deliberately say Alabama, but no,
Mississippi.
Yeah,
you were close.
I'm just messing with her.
I can say, what's the difference? But then you get mad.
And that's the point. But I have to tell you, I'm noticing our counts are starting to go up now, because this is about the time when our audience shows up. We're a little bit later. No, Donnie, it happens. But look,
okay.
I do want to say this. First of all, I want to thank you, because I know we're short on time. But for your movie, you are the first one to join us. And now we're going to make a concerted effort to reach out to everyone else, because on the Ark, for instance, we started with one guest. And then we had a panel of 8 at one moment. So you can let your compatriots know that if they're interested, that would be kind of cool to have a panel. But we're starting with you. You are the first one. We haven't asked anyone yet. That's why I joked earlier. Michael and I were writing names down.
Yeah, I'm actually pulling up. Yeah.
All kidding aside.
Get Marco Grazzini. Get Jason McKinnon. Get Erin Cahill. Get Sarah Smythe. Even if you can get our director, Stacey Harding. Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
And Bethany Brown. Like, if you can get us, oh, that'd be so much fun.
Well, we're going to do so, and then we're going to say that it was suggested by you to have everyone maybe join as well. Only because you already suffered through us the first time around.
This is fun. I loved it. I'm just, yeah.
You need to come back. Next time I'm going to win the battle of showing your highlights.
That's right. That's right. Rich is going to win. Out of all the times you've been, I guess, called out by some certain networks, you're going to win one day.
Yeah, know, it's just that we did get hit very hard this weekend for some reason. We've been able to get away with a lot of stuff, but the reality was we lost 2 episodes over the weekend. And there are specific rules, and right now we got to go back and read them again. Donnie, that's what it is. Okay. So Michael and I are in paranoid mode, and Richard's like, cut me some slack, dude.
Well, you can't figure out you can't. Well, real quick, YouTube is so, you don't know what they're going to do. They're just, you don't know you have to go, how can they show a whole movie, a reaction video? But I show one little clip, and I'm done. I can't figure them out.
Well,
anyway, time is short. That's done.
Lifetime. Hey Jay, thanks for joining us, Jay. Am I getting an echo? Hopefully, I'm not. That's bad.
Your head's kind of hollow.
Jay's a local kid from Southern California. Thanks, John. It's no accident, Donnie. I'm telling you. Remember that thing I mentioned earlier? Because usually when we're like around 7 or 8, that's where our normal audience is, and they're starting to show up now, which is kind of funny. It happens. So we know maybe for next time as well. Hopefully we can. We're going to be following what you're doing. We are excited at what you do. If there's any video on the Gollum, we're going to have to find it.
We're going to have to find it. It's somewhere.
Cool.
I don't have it, but it's somewhere. Someone somewhere has it, because I know you got to have it somewhere. Someone must have filmed it.
Yes, and it would be cool to see. Not many people get to play Gollum.
No.
Obviously, you're a Lord of the Rings fan. Did you read the books prior to, or movies only, and then vice versa?
I think prior to that show, I think I read the original script. I think I original theater script of Gollum, because it's supposed to be catered for kids.
Yeah.
I think that's what the original. It wasn't as what's it called? As dark as what we know from the cinematic. And obviously, when I got it, I was like, how am I going to beat Andy Serkis? Like, how am I going to beat this person and his CGI game? Like, I've got none of that, And I was like, I got to figure this out.
But you accepted and you did it. Yeah, that's what it is.
And you didn't rely on technology either.
Yeah, did not. Just olive oil and makeup. Here we are.
You had to do it practically, man.
That's right.
You just could not. That's tough, and that's tougher because you have to actually sell it without worrying about the green screen helping you out.
I got nothing.
Yep.
I was just ripping in the skin clothing every time I did a squat. That's it. That's all that happened.
Now, again, we are running out of time, but I have to get another question in.
Okay.
Your director, everything gives you direction, but when you did Gollum on the stage play, what was your direction? Did you see the movie? No. What did they tell you? Or they say, you got this?
So our director, his name is Stuart Akins, and we would do all these different rehearsals. And this one scene where Baggins is in the cave trying to look for the ring, and he steals it from me. And there's this part where I go, like, I'm going crazy because I can't find my own ring. And anyways, I take the back of my head, and he asks me to slam my face, obviously safely as possible, onto the ground. But because I'm so into it, I just would smack my face, and I'd be like, and then he goes, your acting was a little off. Did you actually hurt yourself? And I'm like, yeah.
You couldn't tell?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, you should have answered well, where am I?
Yeah, I'm like,
who are you?
Oh, I was like, oh, yeah.
No, you know what? You were in the role. You were just taking it for the team. That is cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully there is something out there, and maybe we get a chance to talk about it in the future. But we are going to be reaching out to everyone else on the movie that you were in, and who knows, maybe we can have something real soon, and
Whoa.
we'll see.
Have a big party.
That would be neat, and have you guys talk about it, and maybe even get permission
Yes.
from the studio so we can play some of that stuff. And you
In.
never know.
I'm in
We had the director on for one of his programs, and we got nailed for playing the promo, which was funny. But it is what it is. It's all good. We just went into hypervigilance mode right now. So, we got slapped around. But beyond that, wow, this has been a pleasure. It is a treat learning about your background and what you did in this movie. It is cool. There's more in your story, and it would be awesome to hear some more about it. You
three have been so wonderful and so kind. This is such a great, this was so wonderful. And everybody who's watching, thank you so much.
You are a good actress.
Yeah, they're you know what? Hey, good question, Richard. I'm gonna mess with you right now.
Oh gosh.
Is it actor or actress professionally?
Well, what I read was actress. I read actress, and I was going to ask you that.
But when you ask a lot of the actors, it's like they're all actors, or there are some actors. But we're talking too much. What is it? Do you see yourself professionally as an actor, or do you go with actress?
Me?
Yeah, it's actor, right?
I would say actor because it's a universal. It's a universal name. It's a universal name for all of us.
Well, I was just thinking because it says actress on your IMDb and other something that I read too said actress, and I said I didn't know if that was correct even, but because usually, like you said, actor is it's just universal. I don't know why. That's why I can see.
I think it's an IMDb thing that they do. They just kind of categorize. It doesn't give you preference. It just categorizes everybody.
Yeah, and that's something that's going to take a while for them to get together and get on. But you know what? We're way over. We respect and we are eternally grateful. Seriously, you're giving us a lot of time, and we thank you for this. And we hope to speak to you again.
Yes, same here. Right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Is there a website, Instagram, anything?
Instagram would be Donia.Kash. I think that's what it is. Or if you just put Donia Kash, I'm pretty sure that's what I would come up with. And I think, the IMDb, I don't have a website, but hopefully in the future I will. Yeah.
Ooh, all right. That might be a promise right there.
Yeah.
Okay. That's absolutely awesome. Thank you, Donia.
Thank you.
And we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Good evening. Thank you.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now entering the next hour here on the program. We're going to finish up real quick. We do have another program that's going to follow within the hour. It's Monday Night America Joke Night. So I don't know who's going to join me, but I'm going to be there. It'll really suck if Kelly, she just left. We apologize. We did not see that.
It just came up.
Yeah. There was a bit of a delay.
Yeah.
But hopefully Donia will be able to join us as well as the rest of the cast. We got real lucky with another program here, so we'll see. Shout out to Tiffany Weiss, Jay Simmons, and Peter Gama for giving us a like. Thank you. And for everyone who's joining us, sorry that you're joining us late, but we'll see. Donia had a commitment that they were going to get to, and real cool about it. They gave a lot of their time. All right, gentlemen, is there anything else?
One more thing. Don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and that notification bell so you can keep following the great shows that we have here on NDB Media.
And with that, we'll see you guys on the other side. Peace!